Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing well. Back from the dead, sorry about the lack of videos. I have just not been inspired to create at all. But here we are with another video of a race that we just completed a couple weeks ago. In this video, you're gonna see us racing with ChampCar at Autobahn South on Saturday, June 14th. Now I didn't get this weekend shot quite how I wanted to, but we're going to salvage what we have and make a quick video of just the highlights so you guys can see exactly what happened, because there are some pretty exciting things that happened that I think you guys should see. ChampCar weekends typically consist of 2 races over the weekend, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. Sometimes they're 8 hours, sometimes they're 7 hours. This weekend happened to be 2 7-hour races, and at this track specifically, they have a quiet hour lunch, whatever you want to call it, from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. So that plays into the strategy as well. To start the weekend off, we got to the track on Friday, which we used as a test day. I didn't get any footage of us on track with the Smarty Cam, but I do think the test day was successful because we were able to expose some of the issues quite early and get them solved before the race day. The one major thing we had go wrong was the drain plug on the transmission actually vibrated out and ended up pouring all of the trans fluid on the track. We were lucky enough to get the car back in pits as soon as possible, where the transmission didn't sustain any type of damage at all. We were able to source the drain plug from a local parts store, added some fresh fluid to it, and we were ready to go for the rest of the test day. It ended up raining, where the guys just ended up turning some wet weather laps. However, at the end of testing, we were doing our last minute checks with the car, and we did find out that the idler pulley and the tensioner pulley had some play in it, so we made sure to source some new pulleys from a local O'Reilly's, got those installed, and we were good to go for race day. This weekend, we had the original crew back together. We had Pete, myself, Kyle, and Charlie back on the roster. And our driver lineup for today is exactly in that order as well. Today we have 43 cars competing, and we have Pete starting his first ChampCar race ever. So Pete gets strapped into the car and he gets ready to go on grid. They head out on track for 2 opening laps before taking the green flag. 2 laps into the race, we get a code 35. Cars are going off the track like crazy. This code 35 lasts for at least 9 laps. It takes him forever to recover a car way off into the boonies on the exit of turn 1, and I believe another car was dead in turn 4. Finally, after about 9 laps, we get the green flag to go again. Pete starts to finally hit a groove, but 8 laps later, another code 35 comes out. This time it actually only lasts for 4 laps. Once they get going, another 5 laps goes by, and guess what? That's right, another code 35. This time it lasts for another 4 laps before going green again. Now Pete started the race in 20th position, and by the time we were ready for our first pit stop, he made it all the way up to P7. Now it's time to do our first pit stop. We're doing a driver change where I'm getting into the car. We're doing fuel, we're doing tire pressure checks, a little bit of everything. The pit stop goes well, I get back out on track, and 5 laps later, I get black flag. I look down at the flagtronics and I see a meatball flag displayed. I get to the last corner and the last flag station is displaying a black flag with the number 651. I get into the pits and I'm being told that my rear bumper is falling off. Now, if you guys remember one of our first endurance races at Mid-Ohio with NASA, I was actually black flagged for the rear bumper coming off also. Yes, we have to do something different with how we attach the bumper. Now, apparently the brackets broke and the boys just slapped it on with a whole bunch of duct tape and sent me right back out. By the time I got back out on track, the race was actually under a code 35. I wasn't super mad at the situation because it did allow us to get the problem fixed while slowing everybody else down. Once we go green, I finally start getting into the groove, but not 10 laps later, code 35 comes out again. This time it lasts for 3 laps. We go green, and not 1 lap later, we have another code 35, and I am just freaking out of the car because I just want to drive. This third code 35 lasts for another 3 laps. Finally, it's done. Green flag, we're racing, and the rest of my session is finally all green flag. Now, like I said before, when Pete came in from his stint, we were in 7th place. By the time I got out, we'd fallen back to 24th place. However, during my stint, I was able to not only get us back to P7, but even a little bit better up to P4. I drive all the way to the lunch break and everyone gets black flagged and we have an hour break. Now mind you, I've been driving for about an hour and a half and we haven't stopped for fuel yet. During this lunch break, you cannot touch the car at all. The only thing you can really do is change out any SD cards you might have in your video system and maybe just replacing the ice in the cool suit system. So the lunch break is happening, we get some food. It's coming time for Kyle to get into the car. We know that he only has maybe quarter of a tank left. Lunch is done and we finally go green flag again. Kyle gets a solid 30 minutes of driving, no code 35. However, about 35 minutes into his stint, the car ends up dying because we run out of fuel. We are so lucky because he is able to start the car and at least drive it back to the pits for us to do a fuel stop. During that first part of his stint, he was able to get from P4 to P2. By the time we had fueled up again, we had fallen back into P4. If we did better at calculating fuel, we would have still been holding P2 at this point. Well, we get fuel into the car and Kyle gets right back out on track. Kyle drives for about a good 12 laps and we get another code 35 that lasts for about 3 laps. At this point, he's made up another position. We're in P3 and we're kind of freaking out because we didn't think we would be doing this well. So this is when myself, Pete, and Charlie start talking driver strategy, and Charlie is telling me that I should drive another session. The last person that's supposed to be driving is Charlie, but he's seeing a possibility of us getting on the podium, so he's telling me that I need to get back into the car so that we can secure that podium spot. I'm super reluctant to hop in again because we're a team and I want him to drive also, but he's super adamant about me getting back into the car, so I eventually agree. Kyle started this stint in P4 and ended it in P3. Alright, so now Kyle's in for the last pit stop. I'm hopping in again. The pit stop goes smooth, we get right back out there on time. But a few laps in, I'm starting to notice that VTEC is a little bit laggy. It's not coming on as soon as it was earlier in the day, and it just felt like it was overall a little bit low on power. I radio into the pits and I'm letting the guys know that I think that we might be low on oil. I start running scenarios through my head, but I need to pit because there's obviously some kind of issue. If it is low on oil, I'm not trying to blow up an engine. So we're tossing around the idea of me coming back in so the boys can check the oil level. And as I'm approaching the braking zone of the back straight, I see a green Mustang kind of slow down a lot actually. And I see another car kind of darting off to the left. Immediately, I knew there's some kind of fluid spill, so I start braking a lot earlier than I usually do. Yellow flag gets thrown, and I know that a code 35 is about to come out because this Mustang just blew its engine. It was almost perfect timing, so I go ahead, call the boys, I tell them I'm coming in pit lane right now. Get ready. I get back into pit lane and the boys check the oil level. As I'm sitting in the car, I see Charlie adding 2 full quarts of oil into the engine. So my suspicions about the symptoms I was experiencing was right on the money. The boys got the oil back to proper levels and I got right back on track where everyone was under a code 35. This code 35 lasts for about 5 laps and we finally go green again. And immediately I notice that the power is right back to where it needs to be. The VTEC was VTECing when it was supposed to be. The car felt great again. We were fortunate enough to have clean racing for the rest of the race. And even though we encountered some issues, we were still able to hold P3 for the remainder of the race. We technically finished the race in 4th place. However, we had a car in front of us that was in the EC class. The way that works is that that car just really doesn't count. It's a car that doesn't fall into a particular group or category. They're out there just to race for fun. Their position really doesn't matter in the race. So that means that we're bumped up to P3. After the race, everyone who podiums goes through impound. The car goes up on jack stands on all 4 corners for scrutineering. It also allows other teams to come around and take a look and protest things that they might not feel are within the rulebook. After about 30 minutes in impound, the race was called official, and it was exactly that, official. We took 3rd place overall, 3rd place in our class, came home with 2 trophies that day. After the award ceremony, we got right back to work to prep the car, get it ready for the next race. So that pretty much sums up day 1 race for us with ChampCar at Autobahn. This is our 2nd race only with ChampCar. I knew that someday we would get up there. I just didn't realize that it was going to be this soon. Now you could argue that this race didn't have all the heavy hitters at it, but we'll go ahead and just celebrate the small wins as they come. Continue to refine the car, our driving skills, and our racing program all together. And one day we'll be at the top step. This was just a quick summary of Saturday's race. Hope you guys enjoyed it. But that's pretty much going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to stay up to date with the crew, the TSX, and our journey through endurance racing, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to share the video, that would definitely help out the channel. And if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them down below. In the next video, we're going to detail day 2's race, so stay tuned for that. Until then, stay safe, stay smooth. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully not in like 3 months. Hopefully soon.